Peace and love, you guys. I'm Empress.
And I'm Moshe.
And we are going to be telling you guys how we first met. Stay tuned.
Don't take your love away, open heart surgery, since we make contact. My mind, I can't get you off that. You are the reason I come back. Your face remind me where the love at. When I am with you, I feel invincible, nothing in my way. Hey, but away from you, I'm miserable, nothing is the same. Two love birds in the tree, clear moon in the distance, we connect instantly. Correlate your family with my family, we a tribal mystery. Love, they get high on your fragrance, we can vibe out liquor free. We could really live forever and take over history. Cause your love is all I ever need. Pick up the phone, I need you urgently. The stars, Venus and Mars, burn to the 3rd degree. Don't take your love away, open heart surgery.
How did we first meet? I'll let you start, babe.
Well, I would say, like most moderns, we met on social media. We started to follow each other, what was it, over 2 years ago now?
Yeah, I added him as a friend on Facebook because he just looked like Tribe to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I added him, and yeah, it was probably like 3 years ago.
Yeah, she gave me the ad, and, I remember she posted this one picture of nature. I was like, man, where you from? And, she said, lo and behold, South Carolina. And I got big ancestry, not even like 30 minutes outside of where she's from. So I already knew it was Tribe. I felt like her too, like I could just feel the resonance, But we kept it kosher for pretty much the whole time we were following each other, and then, just one day the spirit put it on her to just start asking about my life, and she wanted to be inquisitive, and I'm grateful for her because I was going through a really rough time during that moment, and I took it as her kindness and her compassion reaching out to me, and I never even knew that we would be where we are today. When we first started to communicate, it was just so natural and so organic, and like the moment we talked, we just couldn't shut up. We were talking for hours and hours and hours. It was almost like, it was destiny, Never had a conversation with a woman how I've had with her, so I knew it was something different about her. I knew it was something magical, and it's confirmed now more than ever that, this is a true tribal love,
Yes, so I always like to hear what he got to say because he always be messing up the story.
I speak from a higher dimension.
So, like he did reach out and he was like, where are you at? And I said, South Carolina. And he was like, oh, okay, I got family out there. And I just didn't respond because, like, I don't really talk to people,
Which is good, especially men out here.
And so, I just completely forget because, people reach out all the time on social media, And then one day, I seen him posting a specific thing. He posted it like 3 times. And I was like, what? Like, my spirit could not get over this. And I was like, it kind of sounded like something died around him. It sounded like he was mourning something. And I was like, but that's not true. And that's when he inboxed me again and he told me what he had going on, because actually we both were going through a lot of things during this time. And so once he told me what was going on, I really resonated with him because, death happens even on the very subtle levels. And so for me, I was going through a huge transformation too of releasing things and stuff like that. And once we started talking, we just never stopped talking.
Yeah.
It was so different. Like, he was quoting scriptures to me. He was it just felt so ancient and natural talking to him. I never experienced anything like it myself. And so not even a month goes by and I'm like, are you coming out here to help me?
Yeah.
Or not? Like,
I mean, it was definitely something special. I would say that, you know, a lot of people, they tend to talk about, you know, their past lives and they get caught up in similar traumas and similar life experiences, which we found out later on that we shared, you know, a lot of experiences. But in the beginning, this is how I know this is a strong and healthy root, because it was spiritual. Like she said, you know, I've always been very scripturally in tuned and inclined, and she was just loving it. She was hungry for the word. She was hungry for truth and spirit. And I was hungry for a companion who was on that same level, or wanted to be on that same level, that had the thirst, that had the hunger for God. And so, like, it was just all day long scripture, talking about truth, this conspiracy, that, you know, talking about different dimensions and all the facets of love. And, you know, so it was very beautiful, very godly, and a very righteous first moments of our connecting. And, you know, I wouldn't trade that for the world. And I believe that's how it was supposed to be, you know. And then, sure enough, you know, as Empress loves to say, let's open up a portal. And she was like, jump through the portal, the darkness, I need you to be the lights. You know, and I was like, you know, I had a lot going on. You know, I'm from up north and she's from down south. And it was like, okay, I'm gonna take that leap of faith. And I think that's the best decision I ever made in my life, was taking that leap of faith on clinching this love that we have today, you know.
yeah, it was never physical, you guys. It was never, I'm not saying that the physical attraction was not there. I'm saying, like, when our connection first happened, it was strictly spiritual, you know. And because, like, I've never, like, invited someone to come and spend time with me, personal time. And so I would always say too, like, we found each other. I found him more so though. I found him when we both were in very, very vulnerable positions in our life. Like, we really got to see and experience each other bare naked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so that was beautiful to see. And one thing too, like, we never trauma bonded. We never trauma bonded. Like, you know, I took him back when he came to see me. We actually went to Florida for a month. Like, I packed my stuff up. He helped me pack my car, and we went to Florida. We went to Miami. We went to Orlando. Like, I took him back to a place where, you know, he needed healing from. So that was a very nice experience. And he's always been so gentle, so loving. He listens to me. Like, he listens to how I perceive the world and why I say the things that I say. You know, a lot of people, they'll want to fight you over it and try to, like, stump your truth and your science with theirs, but he's never ever done that to me. And also, he, like, when we first started talking, he actually drew a picture that I seen in my dream that no one else could see this picture. And he drew it and he shared it with me, and I was like, whoa. Like, when I tell you, when you know, like, there is no question. It's too many similarities in our life, even within our own family. You know, and like he said, we are related. Like, we come from the same tribe. So you can go ahead and speak on that.
No, yeah, we're talking about quantum relation on the most microscopic level. I mean, it was almost from the jump. It was telepathic communication going on. I could feel things physically that she's going through. She could feel things physically that I'm going through. Like, if I hurt myself at work, and I got a sore arm or whatever, she'll feel that, and vice versa. And like the whole thing with the picture, that one was definitely a deal sealer for me, because that was straight inspiration. To inspire me is to breathe in, and I was breathing your essence in, your soul in from the get-go. And as clear as a scene on the TV, I saw this picture in my mind and I drew it, which was, in essence, it was a seal. If anybody's familiar with like Solomon's seals, it was a seal that included both of our names, but in the ancient tongue. And as she said, it was spot on. And the moment she delivered that message to me that she saw this, it gave me goosebumps. And, from there, you could feel the gap being bridged more and more. So it was only fate, that we met. She has the same names in her family as I do mine. Our mamas are a lot alike in so many levels, and so it was just like the moment she introduced me to her mother, I felt at home immediately. Hey mama, how you doing? And vice versa. And might I say that my own mama, she don't speak too fondly of any woman in her son's lives. But when it came to Empress, I saw a new aspect of my mama that I've never saw before, that only she could have brought out in her. And I really appreciate that, So it was just so many different levels where we were syncing up. Like, I couldn't leave her if I wanted to, This was supposed to happen. This was written in the stars. And that's something that we pray about. And then we ask the Creator, reveal your will in our lives. Let us know what we can do together, what you want us to do together, because we know we're supposed to be together. We know that we were one body at one time. We were one soul at one time, and that's the love connection that we feel, and we have always felt even before we could put our finger on it. So, yeah.
Yeah, my family, all of my family loves him, and that has never ever happened before. Like, I would have male friends, and I don't like my male friends, but they would be like, oh, he's a nice guy, and I'd be like, no, I don't like him. My family just never liked anybody I really brought home, so for them to feel so welcoming to him, and he just really feels a part of my family. He's always just felt so natural to me, and when he would talk to me in the beginning, it's like I could hear multiple languages coming from him, if that makes sense. Like, he could say one thing and I would just feel like he was saying 3 to 5 different things. And he would send me Hebrew, basically Hebrew letters and stuff like that, and it's like I was decoding them. I don't know, it was just so different, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, and likewise, this is the most intelligent woman, I mean human for that matter, that I've ever been able to encounter like this. And when she would speak to me about her experiences and her visions and her spiritual dimensions, or journeys, I should say, into dimensions, and the way she would describe, like in certain moments, do you feel the dimension shift? Do you feel the blendings of realms, and how she can explain it, and how she can pinpoint what kind of darkness, how much darkness, what kind of light, how much light. You know what I'm saying? It was like, wow, you're on point, baby. So a lot of the things that she knew intuitively, it lined up with what I knew according to the records of the ancestors and my own experiences. And I've never heard anybody put it into a light or cast a certain light on it like she has, to make it make sense and also help me to see what I'm looking at in this matrix and to decipher life in everyday moments. You know, she's so brilliant. She can literally weave through this matrix like no other. And I thank her for, you know, crossing paths with me, joining paths with me, because I wouldn't be half the man I am today if it wasn't for her.
Thank you, baby.
That's the truth.
Yes. He's my best friend. Like, he just means so much to me. He's brought me so much enlightenment that no one has ever been able to bring to me. He's so humble. I've never met a man like him before. You know, his pure, genuine heart. And it's a beautiful thing. The things that he's taught me, no one else could have taught me it, you know? And I listen to him. Like, and one thing about me, I don't listen to people. Like, I'll hear you, but for me to actually follow what you say and like really agree with everything that you're saying and have it resonate to me on an innate level,
If she don't hear God in it, she's not in it. Okay?
Pretty much. Like he really brought God full circle. That's what I always say about him. He brought God full circle into my life, because it's like I am the spiritual essence and he's the word. If I had to explain it, it's like I am the spiritual essence, because I've always done things a certain type of way. Like, my spirit would never allow me to go out partying, drinking, clubbing. Like, my spirit never even let me be around females like that, and I know why that is as well. And so him, on the other hand, he will break down like the scriptures. He will break down he's like the sage. Like, he just knows all of these different books, and he will break it down to you. He will show you maps, he will show you scriptures, he will show you whatever to show you, like, my point is valid and it's very much true, you know? And so us combined is just a beautiful thing. It's like one.
It's like the two sides to one coin.
Pretty much.
You know? Real talk. Yeah, we compliment and we grace each other like no other. And I couldn't imagine my life without her. I don't even know how I went this long without having her in my life. You know what I'm saying? She definitely makes me a better man. And it's very true what the old husband's tale says, that a good woman, a good wife is your better half. And I agree with that full-heartedly, you know? There's no slack in judgment with her, no slack in criticism, but it's all constructive, you know? And I wouldn't take any of it back. Anything that she's tried to teach me, she's tried to mold me into being. Yeah. I pray this lasts for longer than a lifetime. I pray this lasts for infinity, baby. This is real.
Yeah, we definitely have had past lifetimes together as well. And I always thank him, because he has been so patient in my learning. I just really thank him for always coming back bigger and better, because he'll hear me before I know it. He's just there, and I'm like, wow, look at you, like you listen, and it's just a beautiful thing. So that is our little love story on how we first met.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us and checking us out. We hope you felt the love, because that's all we come with. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, and tell everyone you know who's looking for love, who loves love, who is passionate for these things, who wants to see love great again, to tap in. Till next time, shalom.
Open heart surgery since we made contact. My mind, I can't get you off that. You are the reason I come back. Your face around me, put a love at. When I am with you, I feel invincible. Nothing in my way, but away from you.